me today.
You must be Judy's father.
Oh, did you see Gran?
Yes, and she's very worried about you.
Why is she worrying about me? I'm not.
We're more concerned with your grandmother, Judy. She keeps trying to get out of hospital because of you.
Well, she can't discharge herself, can she?
She's having a damn good try.
There's nothing else for it, Judy. You'll have to get a live-in nurse.
Dad, it'll cost too much.
There are 3 lives at stake. Yours, Mum's, and the baby's. Cost doesn't come into it.
I know somebody you wouldn't have to pay. She's a girl who used to be in Wentworth.
She's a crim.
Well, no more than Mum was, and at the moment she needs a place to stay.
Do you know this girl, Mrs. Jackson?
If it's Karen Travers, yes, I do.
What do you think of her?
Well, she's honest and very sincere, and I think quite capable in an emergency.
Well, what about her, Judy? Now, I'm warning you, if you tell me you can look after yourself once more...
Okay. I give in. I can't have Gran coming back here in her condition anyway.
Will you see this girl for us, Doctor?
Well, I think it'd be better if you saw her yourself.
She's not a personal friend of yours.
Well, I don't have a lot of influence with her at the moment.
Well, Mrs. Jackson, could you ask her?
Well, your father will have to see her first, Judy. I think it better if he handled the interview.
Well, is there something wrong with the girl? Why is everyone so uptight about her?
Don't be personal, Judy.
There's nothing wrong with her. She's a lovely girl.
This is where it used to be, right here.
Oh, stop going on about the telly.
Hey, why don't we play cards? Because they took the cards, stupid. Where have you been?
Hey, maybe we could make some.
Yeah, out of what?
We could use dunny paper.
Dunny paper? You ought to leave that brand of yours to the nation, Lizzie.
We could get some dunny paper and we could mark it with clubs, hearts, diamonds.
Yeah, but how do you hold a full hand of dunny paper?
We could stiffen them.
With what, for God's sake?
Starch.
Or we could dip them in egg and breadcrumbs just in case we need a snack.
Look out, here comes Hammerhead.
Silence, please. Mr. Fletcher has something to say to you all.
Tomorrow morning at 6:30, I expect to see you standing in 2 straight lines in front of Block 3.
Oh, hello. He's ordered the firing squad.
You're to participate in a program of exercises designed to make you fit and keep you fit. Lizzie will be excused because of her heart condition, as will any other woman on sick call. However, if you're thinking of going on sick call without a good reason, let me make this very clear. Any malingering will be dealt with by a double dose of exercise. Thank you. Good night.
Oh, God. Where does he think he is? The bloody army.
What are we going to do about it? Do we tell him to get stuffed?
Nah.
He can't put us all in solitary.
He'll just go for the ringleader.
Who?
Oh, who else? Oh, well, I don't suppose I mind. What's another stretch in the pound?
Hey, perhaps when Davo comes back...
Oh, I don't think so. I heard him talking in the staff room. We could have him as permanent. Oh. What are we going to do? Oh, it's not fair, Bea. You cotton the lot.
Yeah, well, it's tough at the top.
Hey, perhaps if we got something really good together and you pretended you didn't know a thing about it.
Do you reckon he'd buy it?
Yeah, sure, if she said he was on his side.
Oh, Mr. Fletcher, what naughty girls. I wonder what on earth's got into them.
I reckon that'd work.
You know, it might at that.
Is that you, Mrs. Jackson? No, this is a friend of Tony's. Tony McNally's.
Go away.
We heard you shot Tony.
I hope she's dead.
If she's dead, you're gonna wish you were.
Hurry up, you lot. You have 10 seconds to get outside and into 2 straight lines.
What are we going to do, Bea?
I'm going to do exactly as Vera tells me. But the rest of you are going to stand perfectly still. The first one to move gets it from me.
Here they come.
Well, how long are we going to wait here?
Until I'm ready.
This is bloody stupid.
You're never going to get them to cooperate. Fletcher couldn't.
First, we're going to warm up by running on the spot. When I blow the whistle, begin. All right, Smith, you can stop. You think you're pretty smart, don't you?
What have I done? I did what you told me.
You all heard what Mr. Fletcher said yesterday. He said you're all to exercise. But it seems that you don't understand English. Take a word like privilege. That's something you earn. Something you get for doing what you're told. Things like watching television, reading newspapers, listening to the radio. Of course, if you don't want to do these things, just continue the way you're going. Well, Smith?
I've got nothing more to say.
Officer Watson, take them back inside.
I told you it wouldn't work.
I know.
You mean you did it on purpose? Just to stop them getting their privileges back?
No. Smith was the one we were after. One false move out of her and she'd be back in solitary again. Would have been easy to get the others in shape then. Trouble is, she's getting too cunning.
There'll be a lot to do in the garden of the halfway house.
We had a lot of practice in the garden at Wentworth.
Oh, this will be harder than Wentworth. You saw the state it was in. But once we've got it cleared, you can grow what you like, as long as it's not the dreaded weed.
Ever smoked marijuana?
No, I haven't. I'm not one for cheap thrills. I'd rather have control over my own head.
If you've got that sort of a head.
The greatest trip there is doing something really well. Everyone can excel at something if they work at it. Look, I want you to ring these numbers. Bill's a carpenter, Dennis is a plumber. Get them to meet you at the halfway house and give you a quote on the work that has to be done.
What are we going to call it?
The house.
Yeah. Yes, I like that. That's better than a halfway house. Halfway house sounds as if we're only halfway there.
Well, we are, aren't we?
I'll get it.
I'm looking for Mrs. Travers.
Bring him in, Karen.
Thank you. Sorry to intrude.
Sit down. My name's Angela Jeffries. This is Karen Travers. What can we do to help?
How do you do? I don't know if you know Judith Ann Watkins.
Judith Ann? Yes, Mum's granddaughter.
I'm her father.
Is Mum all right?
Yes, she's in hospital, but she'll be all right as long as we can keep her there and stop her worrying. That's the trouble. For a sick old lady, she takes some holding down.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Well, I'm not so worried about Mum just now. It's Judith. Her baby's due any minute. I was going to get a nurse, only Dr. Miller thought Mrs. Travers might like to keep an eye on her.
Oh, he did he?
Yes, Mrs. Jackson, too, spoke very highly of you. They thought you needed somewhere to stay. But if it's a question of money, Mrs. Travers...
It's not a question of money, Mr. Watkins. I just wish Dr. Miller had stopped interfering in my life.
Well, I had no idea you felt so strongly about this as Mrs. Travers. I just thought you might like to stay with Judy, that's all. I'm sorry if it's too much trouble.
Trouble is something Karen knows all about. It's compassion she has to study up on, Mr. Watkins.
I wouldn't ask, only if Mum discharges herself from hospital with pleurisy. She's as good as gone.
Karen?
Yes, Mr. Watkins, I will come over. I'll get myself sorted out here and I'll come this afternoon.
They know damn well I can't put all of them in solitary.
They're waiting for you to break. Don't give them the pleasure.
Well, I don't want to push them to the point where they've got nothing more to lose. Would you expect real trouble if I do that?
They're not in charge. You are. Let them know it. They ran Erica Davidson like a toy train. Don't let them do that to you.
Well, I'm hardly likely to, am I?
No, they won't beat you.
Come in.
The prisoner Colson, sir.
Ah, good morning, Colson. Miss Bennett, I'm sorry, do you mind?
No, of course not.
Now, Colson, you know why you're here and why bail is out of the question? Well, do you? Well, the prison psychiatrist has certified you as sane, so I'd expect you to behave yourself while you're here. Now, any breach of the regulations will be punished by a spell in solitary or by removal of privileges.